What's up guys, Max here. Yesterday we saw a new addition and trailer to Ultra Street Fighter 4 and something that I don't think anyone was seeing coming. What we're essentially getting is the history of Street Fighter 4 in Ultra, allowing us to choose any of the previous versions of the characters we know from the Street Fighter 4 series and their balance adjustments. So as we know, like certain characters in SF4 vanilla were extremely powerful. Some characters like Sagat were just absolutely crazy, and others even had infinite combos. And it's nice that we actually get to pit up different versions, like was this version of Sagat better than this one? And it's pretty cool. What I dig about it is that it was actually something that was in the previous versions of Street Fighter games, like back in the day when they had the Hyper Fighting Anniversary Collection, I think is what it's called. It was essentially included in the Street Fighter 15th Anniversary Edition that came out on PlayStation 2 and Xbox. You can actually play Super Turbo with different versions of characters easily accessible, unlike the Super Turbo in the arcades. To get like old Sagat or new Sagat, you had to like choose a different like selection method to get them. But in that version, you can literally go down the list and choose like Street Fighter 2, Championship Edition, stuff like that. And that's essentially what we're getting now between Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, and Ultra Street Fighter 4. There's going to be 4 versions of every single character. But the focus of this video isn't really to talk about this, and I do think it's very cool that this is in here, and this adds a lot of replayability to what seemed to be kind of a bare-bones package for Ultra, just including, stages and characters. But what it really does is take a huge consideration to the tournament scene of the Street Fighter 4 series. Of course, everyone knows Ultra's coming out pretty soon, and within this package, all the characters in Ultra are going to be specifically balanced for Ultra Street Fighter 4. But if we throw all these classic versions of characters into the mix, things get a little freaking crazy. Do we have tournaments that are just for Ultra? Do we have tournaments that are for classic characters and things like that? This isn't really up to the players to decide which version they should be playing. Most of it's going to be kind of for fun, because even Capcom has recently announced that the online and ranking for Ultra Street Fighter 4 is not going to allow you to select different versions from previous games in an online environment. So it looks like even within your abilities to play in ranked, you cannot play, classic Sagat or, original Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition Yoon, where he was crazy good. It's just not gonna happen. What I do like is that people get really excited about this because I do think that this can have a competitive aspect. Although it's completely up to tournament organizers, the people that actually run the big major events that host Street Fighter 4 tournaments. And I really do think that this edition selection thing can be pretty damn cool for some select exhibition matches. Although we're going to see the main tournaments most likely just running under the Ultra Balance variation that is going to be available in Ultra Street Fighter 4. I do think it'd be very neat to see things like, certain people that we know that are extremely prominent with one character, use that one character in an exhibition setting and just go crazy with it. That could be pretty freaking cool, seeing a 1 to 5 of somebody using classic Sagat versus, the crazy powerful Yoon that was in Super Street Fighter 4. But I think the big thing that's on everyone's mind right now is when Ultra Street Fighter 4 comes out, what exactly are we going to be playing the most? And especially for people like me that have a difficult time playing a character in one game and a similar character in another fighting game like Third Strike can to Street Fighter 4 can, I can't make that transition, man. It's just way too freaking hard, and especially if you need to consider all the little things between balances of vanilla versions of Street Fighter 4 characters to their Ultra versions and stuff like that. There's just way much to keep ahead of, and if you're not fully aware of it and not practicing enough on each version, you're gonna forget that you get access to this one thing in this one version of Street Fighter 4, and all of a sudden you're boned when you're playing the Ultra tournament, you know what I mean? Either way, this is honestly the coolest addition to Ultra Street Fighter 4 as a full packaged fighting game in my opinion. Throwing in something like this adds a ton of replayability, especially for offline opponents if you just want to play with your friends. I wouldn't be surprised if that we did see something eventually in the online department, but I do understand that Street Fighter 4 as a game is a very old one, and they don't want to kind of like segregate the people that would normally be playing online to all playing different types of versions and stuff like that. You mostly want to keep everyone in the same spot because there's not tens of thousands of people playing at any given time with a fighting game online. There's only a few hundred, so you kind of want them to be all playing each other and not separated within like 12 different versions, of Ultra Street Fighter 4 being played online. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Do you think that Ultra is going to be the tournament standard? Do you think that tournaments will actually host different versions Street Fighter 4 tournaments that allow you to play any iteration of the character? Or do you think that stuff is going to be relegated to essentially exhibition matches and stuff like that, like I was saying? Either way, let me know what you guys think in the comments below about this. As soon as we know more, it looks like the 5th character is going to be revealed at a tournament later this month that'll be taking place in March. Thank you dudes very much for watching. My name is Maximilian, and I'll see you next time.